Hello, everybody, and welcome to our last and final HOPEmas game from our HOPEmas charity streams from over the holidays. Sadly, life was lifing, but we're all here now, and we're ready to wrap this up with the Paris 1-2 step of 24, a Shadowlight and Persona game with game creator Craig and crew. As a reminder, because I think we all just need a quick little refresher, this game was part of our charity series in December, where we were raising money for Project Hope, that focuses on places in crisis to save lives, train in community healthcare workers, and provide much needed medical supplies. If you want to learn more information, you can go to projecthope.org. And I won't go into it, but if you want to donate and continue supporting this amazing charity that we started at the end of last year, you can do !donate. It is also pinned in chat. I'm going to hand things off to Craig, who will say hi and also say what all of these donations are and everything else. So take it away.
Okay, let me find that so that I can run that back for everybody.
I will also post it
Uh,
super quick for you in the Discord if that will help.
it will.
There you go.
All right. So, hi. Shadowlight Personas is helping Sword&Key raise money for Project HOPEmas. The incentives tonight are you can give an individual player a reroll for $5. You can give an extra die to a player for $10. You can give everybody a reroll for $20. You can give $30 will give the party a useful item. $40 will give everybody an extra die, and $50 will give me the opportunity to introduce a complication. Um, so please, if you are able, please uh, continue the generosity of the holiday season into the new year. Um, right. So, yes. Hi. So I'm Craig. I'm the chorus. This is the Paris 1-2 step of 24, as in 1924, because all of our interesting incidents of global international relations that are happening in the city of New York are happening in the summer of 1924. Shadowlight Persona refers to the GM as the chorus, in keeping with the theatrical Greek drama tragedy theme with the masks and all that. So, yes, I will be your chorus for this evening, part three, our finale. Um, you can find Shadowlight and Persona on my itch page, craighatler.itch.io. You can find me on most socials as either my name or Tezrak the Imp Slayer. I'm primarily hang out on BlueSky. Spider, you are next in my lineup.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I am Spider. I just realized that I mistyped my name in the caption. So if you see Jerry Lawson instead of Jerry Dawson, no, you didn't. You just see Jerry. But I am a content creator, Twitch streamer, podcast co-host. You can find me on TJ Spider at Instagram, Blue Sky, and on Twitch. And you can find me hosting at All Things Super.
Next is Jordan.
Hi, my name is Jordan Jojo. You can find me at Brutal Kind on all socials. I run a Discord with some friends where we run all sorts of TTRPG games called the Griffin's Gate. And I am also a co host of a podcast called Squeakquels, a sequel podcast. We believe that every movie deserves a sequel, and it is our mission to write each and every one of them. Thanks so much. I'll be playing Fjord tonight. I forgot how my voice goes.
Ford,
Yes,
just an
yes, Ford.
average American, everyday American. Yes.
And
He
totally not a
has,
spy.
yeah, he has three voices, and I think I've forgotten how each of them go.
All right, next is Bunny slash Dorothy.
Hello. I'm Bunny. I'm going to be playing Dorothy Deroche. Our pronouns are she, her. And then, I'm just items expert, you might say. I'm just your friendly neighborhood administrator who runs a curio shop in New York, and it's a grand old time. I'm definitely not stressing at all about the hair around that dagger and the implications. No, it's fine.
Awesome. And last but not least, Dr. Fury.
Hi, I'm Siobhan, Shiv, or Dr. Bubbles PhD, just about anywhere that's got a screen name because I sit on it every time something new comes out. I can also be found now that we are in the new year at Find Out Productions over on BlueSky and on Twitch. We'll be starting our streams in March. I'm very excited. Um, and I will be playing Dr. Aoife Fury. She's a medical examiner and knows how to throw a pretty mean right hook. Don't worry about it.
Equal rights and equal lefts.
Look, I mean, in this game, we support women's rights and women's
Eh.
wrongs.
All right, so let us do as hopefully a comprehensive yet prompt recap as we can manage. It is the summer of 1924. You have all been hired by a woman of many talents and who wears many hats. Ms. Delilah Archibald of the Archibald Agency. She has literally found you in the middle of the night as a a diplomat was found dead, having been killed in the consulate, the French consulate in downtown New York City. And not wanting the incident to achieve the sensationalism of newspaper headlines, newspaper and radio, she was hoping that she could put together a group to investigate, to check out the scene, figure out uh, how he died, possibly why, figure out who was responsible. So you basically dropped everything that you were in the middle of in your life and headed over to the French consulate. Found the body, examined the body. Dr. Fury used some connections to get the body transported to a nearby um, funeral home. You then proceeded to get breakfast at a Ukrainian diner, where you met with one of Ford's friends, contacts. He seemed to be he was with the Russian trade union, and he had some friends with him who seemed to be rather tough looking, and we're definitely keeping an eye on him. He he was quite tight-lipped and cagey when it came to Ford asking him specific questions. Um, and then you proceeded to the funeral home. Did the uh, Dr. Fury did an autopsy for all intents and purposes. Um, and then you were interrupted by some workmen who were, in fact, not workmen, who, in fact, were who had arrived to try and get their hands on ostensibly the dagger that was in the diplomat's back, the body of the diplomat himself. Not entirely sure, but you proceeded to have a scuffle, a brief skirmish, as it were, with them. You chased off a few of them and you knocked one out. And that's where we left things.
All right. So we have one of these hooligans that tried to, I don't know, take us out, take us down. We
Yes.
don't know how they found us. But I think the first thing we need to do is get some answers.
Yes. Now, the other thing that I should point out that's relevant as well, that Bunny mentioned, Dorothy is not nervous at all about the dagger itself, having examined it, having found it to have no maker's mark. Um, it was perfectly ordinary in every way, with the exception of the lock of hair that was wound around the tang of the blade where it met the crossguard. Doesn't have much of a crossguard to speak of, but in um, in separating the blade from the hilt, you were able to find this piece of hair, and that's when this took a turn, and everybody was like, okay, this is definitely not your typical knife. People don't generally do this to a knife, and then it became, well, we talked about what everybody's kind of initial experience was with the supernatural, and we went, you know we kind of had a little sort of above table, on table chat about what was the thing that in the past that happened, that it's some sort of incident in each character's past that happened that made them question, you know something unusual, something bizarre, something that might lead them to believe that the supernatural was in fact real. Dorothy has a music box in the curio shop that doesn't stop playing. Um, Jerry, you were in a kind of a fight with some maybe organized crime type people, where somebody shoved you, and they shoved you with such it seemed like it was just a very light touch, but in fact you flew as if you had been clobbered. Uh, I don't remember what Ford's moment was. I also don't remember what Dr. Fury's was.
Look,
Uh,
if you're ever in a funeral homes, things start moving around, and it's the same thing in a morgue.
okay.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I'm thinking I've noticed small things, like in some of the, horrific tableaus I've witnessed. I've seen just some things that seem like off, or like they're there for no particular reason other than like maybe somebody put them there. But I think generally a skeptic.
So I'm going to make a little bit of a command decision. I think that the in the Russian, so the interesting thing about the time period is that we're just barely out of, let's say that there is a place. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly from our very first episode, we talked about there being a something like a coffee house or a tea house where disaffected Russian uh, performers, dancers, musicians uh, kind of have gathered as this transitional period has gone on. There was the fall of the aristocracy. There was a very brief moment of a republic, of a Russian republic, which was then completely swept away by the Bolshevik Revolution. So, given the turbulence of government in Russia, I would imagine that there's a place where people uh, who have fled, who have
Yeah,
come to
that's
America.
where
Yeah.
I believe that's where I met our contact as well.
It was named Oberski's, and it's a coffee, tea, and spice emporium ran by the Russians
That's
in
right.
the city.
Yep. So there is a painting there, Ford, that occasionally, there are paintings that do that your eyes follow, that the eyes of the painting follow you. You swear that this painting looks at you. So what's the painting of?
It's actually of like kind of five nobles gathered around like a circular table, and they look to be having some sort of like meeting or conversation. But they're all in kind of like noble military-esque attire.
Mhm.
But all of them are facing, the canvas, and all their eyes seem to watch you.
All right, I dig it. So now that we're kind of caught up to there, so you have there were four of these ruffians. Three of them fled. You guys managed to grab and keep hold of one of them.
Yeah.
So what would you
He's
like to do?
since he's unconscious from what Dr. Fury did to him, um, and said that he should be awake in a few minutes. When the other three were fleeing, Dorothy's initial reaction was to slip out after them and see where they flee to.
Okay.
So when the others are done barricading the doors, as Ford had hoped to, so they're not interrupted again, they are likely to notice that Dorothy is gone.
All right.
So here's the
So
thing about a prep room. There's a lot of stuff there that you can use in so many different applications. We have so much ligature. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this guy up.
okay.
hmm Uh, and if we need anything to coax some information out of him, we got trope cards, we got scalpels, we got, oh, there's so much there. We got
Are
tubing
you
and
are you going to let him uh, regain consciousness on his own? Are you going to try and bring him back immediately? What do you after you have secured him?
so if we're looking around 1924, there's this wonderful stuff that we've invented. It's called cavity fluid. It's used to pickle the insides. And so
Oh, okay.
typically what we use on the bulk of the body is
hmm
formaldehyde suspended in water. Cavity fluid is formaldehyde suspended in isopropyl alcohol. So it's a very strong scent that can really put some hair on your chest if you open it up.
Yeah, sounds
hmm
that way.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and just give me a bottle of cavity fluid and right under the nose. See if we can wake a friend up.
And um, so as you are tying him up and getting him prepped, as it were, in the prep room, um, you notice, and you guys noticed this when you first had your scuffle with them, but they are all covered from sleeves down to it seems like every single in when they approached the door, you saw because they were wearing coveralls, so you would have seen faces and you would have seen hands. They were not. However, once you knocked this guy out, there are tattoos that were underneath the clothes that had been consciously kind of suppressed. But when he fell unconscious, they creeped up and covered his face and covered his hands. And you can tell just by a very cursory examination that they seem to cover every inch of this guy's skin. And you would imagine that's the same thing for the other three as well. But as soon as you put that bottle of cavity fluid underneath his nose, it's
Good morning, sunshine. How you doing?
and he struggles against the bindings. How do you have him bound?
How nice do we want to be to this guy, chat?
I think we want him to not be comfortable, but also we don't want him to clam up.
Uh, why don't we say we dragged in a chair and we got him like arms back on the back part, tied to the chair and the legs to the chair? Because I'll tell you, admittedly, the ligature is just like twine, so it's not rope, but it would
Right.
still hurt to struggle in it. So we're gonna just have him bound directly to the chair. So if we want, we can just bring the
So
chair
around
in.
his arms, around his ankles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, he struggles against the chair, and it's like, I don't think you know what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get anything out of me.
Oh, that's what they always say. All right, all right. All right, my friend. Here's the thing. You were sitting here in a room full of really creative weaponry that I can utilize. And why is someone knocking at my door? Anyways, uh, uh, there's a lot of creative weaponry that can happen in here. And I can let you know right now that I am very adept at all of it. And I don't
And you
need
think
you to be alive.
and you don't think that's gonna scare you? You don't think that's gonna scare me?
Uh, Here's the thing. I have a degree that says you can tell me just as much dead as you can alive. This is just whether or not you're going to act in your own interest.
Well, the dead don't talk, so
They do to me.
right. Well, um, by all means, do your worst. We were just here to do a job. First, we did one job, and then we came to clean up after that job, and nothing
As it
personal.
please.
Oh, well, we wear a lot of hats.
You are responsible for the killing?
Oh, not me specifically, but us, yes.
And who is us?
Let's say that we are independent execution contractors.
Okay.
You guys answer a wanted ad or something? Like, so
Well, I mean, it's not like you're gonna find us in the New York Times. Ours is very much a word of mouth business, you might say.
so who hired you?
What's in it for me to even tell you, though?
I mean, how I'm assuming that you would like to leave this place and also leave in one piece. Would I be wrong in assuming that?
I suppose it's in my best interest and the interest of my uh, collaborators for me to escape, but I suppose that's only a matter of time. After all, did you not notice that one of your friends is missing?
And it's at this moment we all look around and see that Dorothy is nowhere to be seen. Um, all right. So you hold on just 1 second and I go over to Ford and like, did you see where Dorothy went?
I was very much involved in putting up uh, coverings on doors,
Right.
making sure he's tied up. Where is Dorothy?
That's an excellent question. So we're going to shift the spotlight a little bit here to Dorothy. Um, so let me know how. So you're trying to tail them. You're trying to figure
Mhm.
out where they're running to.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So what would you like to roll to see if you can pull that off?
Well, that's a great question, Craig.
Well, if you are, uh, I could see it very easily being basically something cunning based. So either explore or discern would probably make the most sense.
Let's go with discern then.
Okay.
I definitely, I'm not interested in catching them. That's the
Right.
most important part. Like I
Right.
am not trying to catch up to them, and I am not trying to capture them. I just want to know where they go and any significant details about either the building they escape into or the vehicle they get into or whatever, should I not lose them just around the corner. So yeah, discern makes the most sense to me. Absolutely.
Sounds good.
That die is dead to me forever. Let me roll a different die.
As
You
far
don't
as things,
understand.
as
It
far
went
as
under my desk and then slid under the closet door that's behind my desk. So it's
Yeah,
it doesn't
gone to
exist
me.
actually anymore. It's
It
completely
truly
gone.
is
Yes.
gone.
Yep.
That is my two highest results are 9s
Okay. You
total.
look left, you look right, and they're gone.
Huh. They're just gone.
Now,
Okay.
whether or not they outran you or if they ducked, around another building, but they managed to get out of your sight in the time that it took you to step out of the funeral home and try and spot where they went.
The new question becomes the one that was clobbered and unconscious.
Yeah.
Was that the original one that I talked to? Like, were all of these? I know that they all sort of fanned out, like they had been
Yes.
standing in a line, but were they all identical, or did they look like
No,
different?
they were different people.
Okay, so the one that's knocked out back there, was he the original one I talked to, or one of the other ones
That makes
had
the most
stepped
sense, I
out?
think. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so all of the ones that had appeared as if they were just behind the guy also
Mhm.
have disappeared now.
Well, I mean, did they vanish? All you know is that you lost sight of them.
Okay, I'm gonna take a nice little stroll through this
Okay.
neighborhood
Okay.
before I return, and I'm gonna see if I can find any vehicles from plumbing
Okay.
plumbing companies or a plumbing company nearby, because
Okay.
if a whole crew of plumbers is going to go work on a job with all
Mhm.
their tools, they likely didn't schlep across town with all of that on foot. So I'm going to see if there's something that looks like they were on the up and up anywhere nearby.
All right. So you can give me another discern if you would like.
Um, that is um 9, an 8, and a 4. Nice. So a little bit of a spread. Nothing amazing. No criticals.
So working off the highest one, and we compare those first. That's the other piece that is not making much sense to you right now, is that they got out of your sight quickly, and if in fact they did have gear, and if in fact they did have um there are no vehicles within a couple of blocks that look like they would be um blue collar in nature, no vans or trucks or anything along those lines. Um and if they had any kind of gear and they stashed it, they did not do so haphazardly, because there's no sign of it either. They skedaddled pretty expertly, you might
Okay.
say.
Okay. I'll meander my way back to the floral delivery entrance of Patterson's funeral home. If I'm not seeing anything suspicious on my way, then I'll just return.
Apologies for having to step away.
Oh, you're
What
fine.
did I miss? What did I miss on our interrogation?
Well, we turned to Dorothy's situation outside. So
Perfect. He said the dead don't speak. She says the dead talk to me. So he's covered in tattoos, right?
yes,
These like runic marks.
yes, yeah. Nothing. There's no
She
like there are no picture tattoos. It's all patterns.
okay.
So sometimes it's geometric, sometimes it's curves and whorls. But uh,
She's got a scalpel, like just flipping in her
mhm.
fingers like this, and goes, those tattoos, they look like they took a long time. I have a couple. I have a couple that you can't see, but it takes a while, huh? Get all that ink in here. And then she's just going to um I'm so sorry if this is against anyone's stomach, but she's just gonna on his arm just bloop, pop a single, maybe like 2 inches of skin right on off and be like, they seem like they got some sort of magical thing. So maybe like if I break the pattern, uh they're not gonna work no more.
He winces, and your blade goes through his skin like butter. Like there's no it's not providing him with any kind of toughened skin or anything along those lines. Um, the wound bleeds immediately. He he stiffens. He winces. He does not cry out. Pardon me. We have ways of applying them, and it's part of our business, but you don't think that I'm a stranger to pain?
Well, I'm not worried about the pain. I'm just trying to disrupt whatever ritual you're trying to do. And I figure that some sort of weird tattoos that do some moving around.
Oh, but the ritual
Uh,
was already done. The tattoos were already applied, and
oh, so you don't need them no more, huh?
I have, I can do with them whatever I wish.
All right. Do you know there's a museum that you can actually have your skin tanned and made into leather that they can then put the art on your skin on display? I think this is a pretty funky thing. I know someone real cute who's involved in the exchange of curios. So if you're not going to give us anything, it's fine. Absolutely. I can do something with you. Waste not, want none.
So, tell me what it is that you're trying to accomplish if you want to get a role here. It seems to me like you're trying to like shake him down, intimidate him, something along
Mm,
those lines. Yeah.
let me take a look at what my
So does Dr. Fury have a better competence or a better resolve?
I have a better resolve.
So it sounds to me like you'd be imposing.
That's what I was just looking at.
Yeah. So if
So,
you would like, you'll go ahead and roll impose.
all right. I just remembered it's D10s, not D6s. I've been playing too much Card from the Brindlewood. Don't mind me. Um, and that is a 10 and a 7 with a bonus of 1.
Okay. So you're talking about your total is an 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what that's going to do is that's going to inflict a hit upon his obstinance.
Ah,
So he he you physically injured him, but you can tell that he's like he said, he's no stranger to pain. Um, but there might be a cumulative effect to you, uh,
mhm.
kind of exerting your force of will upon him. Um, I'm gonna switch back just quickly, real quick to Dorothy. Um, you make it back to the funeral home. Uh, you You felt like you were being watched, but you have since in the last, say, 10 minutes that you've been outside the funeral home, you have not seen the other three tough guys.
Did I feel like I was being watched the whole time, or just in like proximity to the funeral home?
Just in the time that you were. So once you did your walk around the block and you're like, I see nothing, I'm gonna make my way back. It was on your way back to the funeral home
Got it.
that you got the sense that you were being watched.
Interesting. But I cannot discern where I'm being watched from.
Would you like to try?
Yes. I would love to. How busy are the streets today?
Well, it's Greenwich Village and it's probably early afternoon at this point, maybe just past noon. So I would say that they are moderately busy, lightly busy.
Oh, so we've been here for like 5 hours then at the funeral home.
Yeah, maybe that is too late then. So maybe it'd be more like
Because we got breakfast.
you got breakfast early. You got breakfast around 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
right?
And then we came straight here.
All right. So
And we
then
had
I
a
guess it would be
meeting at
I guess it would be
noon with
still I
Ford's
guess at that
contact.
point. Sorry to interrupt you, but
No.
yeah, then I guess it would make more sense for it to still be morning. In
Okay.
which case the streets would probably still be quiet.
Okay.
I mean, it would definitely be, it's definitely full on morning, so people are just getting to their jobs.
Sure.
So what did you get
My
on your
highest is a
last
10.
highest is a 10?
Total, not on the die.
10 right.
Yeah.
It is it's unsettling the degree to which they just seem like right out of your purview. Like they're just off the edge of your peripheral vision. You maybe turn around because you think you see something. You turn around, you see nothing that connects to, they seem to be literally one step ahead of you.
Okay. Dorothy will go to the front door of the funeral home instead of the delivery door then.
Okay.
And
And by this point,
knock and she'll pretend to be...
yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, is open already? At this
Yeah,
point?
I was about to say,
Okay.
at this point it would be, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I won't have to worry about any of Ford's barricades or anything. I'll just walk in like I'm a normal customer.
Correct.
Right.
And would Dorothy go through the niceties of the speaking to the clerk at the front and, oh, would you be so kind, blah blah blah, or would she just sort of help herself?
Once I'm inside, do I still feel watched at all, or does that go away when I go through the door?
Once you go inside, it goes away.
Okay. I will look around for a little while and pretend like I am not here on the business that we are, in case anybody else approaches the business while I'm still up here in the lobby. But if everything seems fine, then I'll just tell the clerk that I am with Dr. Fury down in the prep room and head on down.
So you walk into the back, and you see the setup that Dr. Fury has established, and you see and just as you come in, you see the scalpel blade go down on his arm.
Dorothy will wince and look away again. But it's an audible wince.
So for forwarded for Jerry and for Dr. Fury, Dorothy returns, but from the front instead of from the barricaded side door, and arrived just in time to wince at the sight of Dr. Fury cutting into our friend's flesh, arm skin. And you also managed to cut away. You would have cut away the coveralls, so it would have torn the fabric, and underneath you would have seen, and it just lends more credence to the fact that he's covered. Every inch of his skin is covered in tattoos.
So you said the ritual's done, huh? Too bad I missed my memo to get invited to it. What's
Why do
just
you think that we would be so foolish and reckless enough as to go about our business without cover, without a way of hiding ourselves?
yeah. Actually, look, the thing is, I'm pretty sure most muscle ain't got brains. So, who are your brains? Tell me about your brains, just a little bit.
You do understand the idea of people who work under contract, and for people that want other people killed. You honestly think that we don't get names. We get an envelope with a picture and with instructions, and then we get paid.
No, so you don't get the fun parts like the motive or
Even if
the
I
fun.
did, do you think I would care? This is just business. This is just a
Mm-hmm.
job.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, good help's so hard to find these days. Okay. Well, my friend,
So
we're not gonna.
what are Jerry and Ford up to?
Jerry's kind of standing off to the side, watching Dr. Fury work and just taking this guy's responses and going over them in his head. And just kind of thinking that this from previous nights, knowing that this more tough approach may not be the quickest way to get
Mm-hmm.
information.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jerry will walk up to him and say, okay, so we get it. You're big, you're tough. You came out here to do a job. You got the job done. But now you're here. And you're here in our care. So
Oh, I'm being cared for. Ah,
you can be cared for.
if this is being cared for, I'd hate to see what the opposite is.
You
Look, there's
honestly
medical
would
doctor at
hate
the end of my there's medical doctor at the end of my title. I didn't say that I save people.
you honestly would hate to see what the opposite side of this scenario would be, which is why it would benefit you if you just cooperate with us. We're not here to berate you, we're not here to harm you in ways to where you would not be able to recover from. But things can go a lot worse if you don't cooperate with us. So
And I
we have
just
some.
told you, you asked me who hired us, and I just told you we don't know, we don't get names.
Okay.
So I don't
Oh,
think there's any other way that I can. I think I have been cooperative, and I don't think there's any other way that I can help you.
Where
so
did you meet with
yeah.
them? How much money are you being paid? These are questions that you can answer for us.
Does the amount of money that we're getting paid really matter? We have
And
we
kind of.
have a base of operations. We have ways of being contacted, and
Listen, fine. We don't care about
our
you. You
means and
are
our methods of operation are known to the community of individuals who would look to hire us for services that we provide.
yes. So you are saying you are not important. I am saying you are not important. What is important is who hired you. You do not have their name, but who is this community of people that might be interested? We can start to narrow things down. This is what I am saying.
Well, I'm sure you understand that we are living in some pretty interesting times right now. And there are people who have um, the means, the motive, and the opportunity, the resources to have people taken off the board, so to speak. And that's what we do.
Okay. So you're a hired hand, whatever. What we want to know, you say the job is done, everything's already in place, you've succeeded in what you aimed out to do. Bravo. What was your job? What was it that you were hired to do?
We were hired to kill the diplomat.
Okay. And how did you kill him?
Well, typically, in order to make sure that the job is done, we tailor our instruments to the target in question.
Okay. And so what was the instrument that you used? You're saying a lot of words, but you're not giving me a lot of answers.
You found him, didn't you? You saw the knife in his back. That's how we killed him.
Okay. So if it's tailored to the person that you're trying to, as you put, take off the board, what was it about this specific instrument that you use that was so tailored to this diplomat?
In order to make sure that the instrument is successful, we request something personally connected to the target from those who hire us. So that just so happens that the people who hired us provided us with a lock of his hair.
So look, with information, we are narrowing things down. These are people who have a lock or access to a lock of his hair somehow. So there are at least people who are within his vicinity at some time.
Okay.
Can I look at the lock of hair on the knife?
Yeah.
And I have a very specific question after watching years and years of procedural crime dramas. Is the hair cut or is it ripped out? Does it
It
have a
was cut.
follicle on it still? Ah, cut. I'm going to then go to the body on the table and I'm going to try to locate if there is an obvious cut in his hair,
Mm.
like it was recent, or if they held on to this lock of hair for a while.
It looks like his hair was recently barbered.
Mm. Let's see. And like, does the lock of hair that's around the knife seem like enough for the traditional ear lowering ceremony? Like,
Not being familiar with not
oh,
being
like,
familiar.
sorry, that's a barber joke.
Ah,
If you get a haircut, they refer to it as lowering your ears. So
gotcha.
like, would it be like a normal haircut amount of hair? Like, now we got to look at barbers.
Um, it looks like maybe the width of the blade was probably such that they probably got a few. There wasn't they weren't long enough to wrap around.
Hmm.
But maybe a few individual hairs were kind of laid in to the metal of the blade.
Did we get the impression that the people who knew him would know him well enough to know where he got his haircut?
Well, you do know that he was not in town for very long. He had
Hmm.
only arrived and only been here for a few months. Um, so it's possible that a there might be a barber close to the embassy. That might be one possibility. They might have a barber that they prefer. You don't get necessarily get the impression that there are no particular men's hairstyles that are more in vogue than any others. Um, but of the time period and being a professional and be a working man, chances are it would be something along the lines of a, short and up to the top of the just about the nape of the neck. Um, his hair was mostly was straight. So he had a part um, that took it down on the left-hand side and across the top of his head. He was maybe in his 40s and he had a full head of hair.
Well, my friends, I think we should start talking to some barbers. What do we think?
If we
I think she says that totally unprompted and then goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, the hair's been cut. It's not pulled out. So somebody cut his hair." It's that like ADHD thing where like you know what subject you're on, but like everyone else doesn't.
Gotta
So
share
she
with the
just says
class.
totally unprompted, "We should go talk to some barbers." His hair's cut. It wasn't pulled out. It doesn't have the follicles on it. So like, it's gonna be somebody who has had access to his trimmed hair, and it could either be the person who cut it or somebody who knew who was getting his cut to get the hair.
Okay, so we're approaching running ourselves a little bit thin because we have Ford's contact that we're supposed to meet at noon. We're on the way here. We received some information in the newspaper about Hope Diamond that's been stolen. That was written by a colleague of mine that we could also potentially talk to investigate on that. But if now we're also looking for barbers around the embassy, I think we might be chasing our tails. So I
Let's talk to your
turned around.
colleague.
Remind me again, what was the meeting at noon?
With we were going to the weren't we going to the MMCA to meet with
Are you meeting
the
again with
clerk?
Ford's con?
I don't. Oh gosh, this is embarrassing. My notes mention multiple times a meeting at noon, and we talked about it a bit after leaving, or Ilya left. And
Well, then why don't we just reestablish what that is? So, we'll do a little bit of a.
he wanted time to look into answers for us, and I don't know if that's the same meeting. But I don't know if this would be long enough for Ilya or anybody with the MMCA to have looked into the things for Ford. So,
Well, how about I think I have a way of juxtaposing that, which we can get. So, is there anything that you want to do between? You probably have maybe, let's say you have an hour and a half before noon comes.
okay.
So, do you want to try and accomplish anything before you show up for that meeting? Also, too, you would have to figure out where you wanted that meeting to happen.
Okay. Um, before we have the meeting,
Hmm.
I'll ask the group, do we feel like we've gotten anything useful out of this guy? First of all, just to be nice, to be respectful, what is your name?
Yeah, I need to know what to put
I
on the toe tag.
happen
Also
to
true.
think that we're a little bit beyond that, but um, once we are initiated into the organization, we do not have names. We renounce our names. We renounce our identities in service to the organization.
Okay. So what is this? I mean, we understand you're a hired contractor, you're a hitman, you're in this group. normal organizations, mercenaries, hitmans, they don't have these credences or these rules that you follow. Apparently, your tattoos seem ceremonial of some sort. You seem to be a very staunch believer in what it is that you're doing. What sets you all apart from other contracted killers? Why were you selected specifically for this job? What is it that you all specialize in? I understand you can procure weapons and cater them to your target for specific reasons, but clearly that's not a skill that everyone has. And as you say, you are joining this group, you forego your name, you become a different entity altogether, I suppose. But why? Who are you all?
When you go to sleep at night and you wake up in the dark and you can't see and you feel paralyzed, like the world exists around you and you are blind and helpless and hopeless, that's where we succeed, where other people fail.
Okay. Dr. Fear, if you want to just slit his throat right now, I'm totally fine with that because
That's
I like
I'm over
that's
this.
so much cleanup. No, you can
I
get
like
like
that this
6.
guy X High and Mighty would be on names. Oh, you hurt me. They attacked us first off, and they're contracted killers with no remorse. I have no.
I find it hard to believe that you forgo your name, you join an organization, you can't even tell me what the name of the organization is. Geez, what kind of
I can tell you.
slapdash.
I wait. Okay. Oh,
Oh, so you got information for me. Oh, that's real great. So what's the name of this organization that makes you renounce your name and covers you in tattoos? Oh, we're talking now. Look at that. Just gotta loosen them up a little bit.
we are blindness. We are the blindness that has settled over the world, that will settle over the world, and that will bring about chaos, that will take advantage of chaos, that will take advantage of what people don't know in order to put the people that do know in positions where they want to be, where they can conduct change.
So, just for me and my friends here at Patterson, burial cremation.
You you can create me for all I care.
All right, sweet. Thank you. And she's going to just go, well, my friends, I do advise that either you step back, grab yourself a smock, or step out of the room. I'll be a few
Well,
minutes.
wait. This man who won't give us any information, such a hardened assassin, uh, gives us his organization name, their mission statement. I mean, do we, one, really think that this is all he knows? And two, really believe this? Also, you said that you don't really care why you're killing people or what this is for, but then you also are only killing people to put certain people in power for revolutionary change. Do you not care who you're killing and it's all just a job? Or are you trying to start a revolution?
I was asked two questions. What do we do and why do we do what we do?
Mm-hmm.
And who are the type of people that usually, I should say, yes, who are the people that hire us? The people that hire us because we are good at what we are good at what we do. And they typically hire us for those reasons. Now, what specific moves on the board, that we are not privy to. So I just don't
What's
understand there is nothing that I can tell you.
Okay.
I don't
All
even
right.
know why you care. Why do you care that this person has died? What
We're
connection do
asking the
you have to him?
questions here.
Why do we care that a diplomat was murdered in a consulate during a celebration of the culture of that country that's been being planned
That's
for
an
almost a
excellent question.
decade, that also was brokering scientific exchanges? Why would I care about any of those things? Why would I care not just about a human life being snuffed out, but an important one in a symbolic way in an important place during a culturally significant event for both of the countries that I give a damn about? That is what you're asking me? That is Mon Dieu, monsieur. Are you that stupid? I don't understand why this wouldn't matter to anybody.
I care because it got in the way of me having a lovely whiskey in the middle of the night and having a good night's sleep after a double shift. This is why you were going to have a toe tag.
Okay, wonderful. Do what you have to do.
Oh, one last question before I go ahead and file your death certificate. Where's your hideout?
You think I would make it that easy? I mean, if I have to, where do you think in the city that an organization as such as our own would, do you think that we would hang a shingle? Do you think that we would be on Madison Avenue or on Broadway? You have to know the right people to get in touch with us. We are invisible. We can look like anybody. We can talk like anybody. Where do you really think that we advertise like he gestures towards Ford and says, it's not like we have a front page ad in the New York Times, but you have to understand the resources that we have to bear. And I'm not just going to tell you where to find that. If you have any stake in this whatsoever, then you have to show a little effort, I think.
So I have
I'm
a
going.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Not to interrupt you, Dr. Fury. So you say that you all are elite. You are called upon and hired for
Oh,
jobs
we're
because
nothing.
you're,
No, not us personally. The people that hire us are.
well, I'm saying that you, in doing your job, you say that you're hired because you're good at what you do, right?
Correct.
Okay. So why are you here? Why did you come to us? Was it because you left your ceremonial dagger at the scene of the crime and you were coming to retrieve evidence? Are you coming here because we found the body and we're getting close to figuring out what's happening? So you want to try to take us out as well? Because if you're that good at your job, I don't think that you would need to come back to do any cleanup work.
Well, see, the um the name of the ambassador is escaping me.
The
But
the
Leger?
ambassador or the
the
diplomat?
the victim.
Camille Leger.
Yeah.
That's right. Camille. Yes. Um, Mr. Leger had to be found. It was important that he be found that way. So white, it might seem to you like a failing on our part. It was part of the plan. So, but we wanted to make sure that you didn't have that nobody managed to take too close a look at that weapon, because then you might gain some insight into the forces that we have to call upon in order to make sure that we are successful at our work.
So that's why you and your goon squad showed up and tried to barge your way into the room.
We figured we
And
didn't need any
also, if
more than
you,
five.
If you guys are so close knit, your buddies seem to have left you high and dry.
Oh, we can take care of ourselves. And
While
besides, the fewer of us that are found together, the better.
while Jerry is going down this line of questioning, Dr. Fury is gonna bend down and take off his boot.
Take off his witch, I'm sorry.
His boot,
Oh, okay.
and she's going to investigate the sole of it to try to see if she can discern if it is like ba basically try to see if I can place where he's been based on the
Okay.
uh particulate on the bottom of his boot.
All right. So, what's better for you, knowledge or cunning?
Knowledge.
All right. So you want to give me a study?
Let's see, could I do study? Oh yeah, okay. So it's 3, 9, 10 plus 3, so 13 at the highest.
Yes. So you succeed. You succeed in the clear. There was no tie involved. You can tell that he's definitely been along the shoreline. So he has been as far out as Battery Park. Maybe he had gone down to the waterfront there, uh, um, along the South Street Seaport, where Fulton Fish Market, anywhere there that's close to the water, basically.
I see you guys are fond of waterfront property.
It has its uses. It has its benefits to us.
2 seconds because my headphones are trying to swap.
I think that we aren't going to get too much more from this person. I believe that we should move on to whatever our next course of action is, but I think it needs to be action because time is running short.
Agreed.
Oh, you are very correct in that respect, sir.
Is this Hope Diamond thing you too?
I suppose if this is the last time that we're going to speak with each other or see each other, your 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 insight serves you well.
Is this all a part of this big grand event that you all have been working towards?
Well, I mean, putting putting the French government in a position where they get egg on their face, the owner of the diamond gets egg on their face for putting on an empty display and suffering the embarrassment of the kind of society that the McLeans come from. Uh, there's, I mean, you're definitely on the right track. Let's just put it that way.
So you have beef with the McLeans.
Oh, not directly. No, they just happen to be the owners of the diamond.
But you're saying
But
specifically
they
for
really
them to
don't
egg
have
on your
any idea
face.
what it is that they have in their possession, which, unfortunately for them, we got our hands on that before they were figuring out what they had at their disposal. You've heard the stories of the diamond, right?
Sure.
So you know just what it's capable of.
Which is why we're trying to figure out why you all want it.
Because we were hired to acquire it.
Yes, I understand that you were hired to acquire it.
This man doesn't want nothing.
He's just doing a job. We've established that. But your benefactors We're trying to understand what their motives are. And if you're stating that it's to humiliate the French, humiliate the McLeans, and to do it in a way that is more than just murder and robbery, because it seems like there is something ceremonial going on. And just kind of above table, when Dr. Fury sliced the skin off of his arm and we were able to see the tattoos, did the tattoos react in any way, or did they just stay kind of static on his skin?
So you would have noticed two things. He bled just like just like any other person would. His blood is the same color as just in any other person's. Um, because you broke the skin, the tattoos were not able to. So you put basically you prevented him from being able to adjust the pattern of the tattoos around where the wound is. But that's totally above table. So you didn't know, but in character, looking at it, watching it, there's no reaction. The tattoos do not move or anything
Okay.
to that effect while you're observing.
Okay. Uh, feel like we're banging our head against the wall here, and then I think I'm with Ford. We need to figure out what our next course of action is.
What kind of ooky spooky thing do you think this diamond? I don't know the stories. Is it ghosts? Is it another dimension? What are the stories?
Are you still asking? Are you still asking with him there? Are you asking him, or are you just asking in general?
No, I'm walking up to him and asking.
Okay. Um, you Unfortunately, the people in history who have come across it have not been able to unlock what it's truly capable of, because every time that they've got it in their possession, some sort of curse or malady has befallen them. So one of the earliest owners in India was mauled by lions, or so they say, or tigers, I suppose. Somebody, a British aristocrat, had the diamond once stolen by French agents or German agents, I can't remember, but um, the the stone has been around for at least 100 years, and everyone who has owned it or a part of it has suffered some sort of calamity while it has been in their possession. But that's only because they don't know what to do with what the stone's capable of.
And what do you think the stone is capable of?
If it has the potential, the capability of instilling or causing someone to be befallen by a curse, then someone who has control of it can use it to, maybe, we don't know exactly yet. We're still working on that part, but perhaps tap into some sort of mystical power or achieve some sort of uncanny luck. I've, the under the premise that we are operating under is that it can be reversed. So all these curses and this bad luck that has followed the stone around, that it could be reversed.
Oh, that's cute.
All right. I think we need to try to intercept. We know that they're going to possibly perform some ritual with this diamond, or we, we just need to figure out where it's going and get it back into the hands, I think.
Timing wise, the diamond going missing, would it have been in the previous or post-mortem of our dear friend here on the table?
It's Why don't you give me either prepare or study if you're trying to maybe put some pieces to or deduce even
Because I'm thinking that the diamond was involved in whatever ritual this is kind of what I'm trying to. That is a 11. Um,
so it only makes sense that it was stolen before the diplomat was killed.
yeah, because the news broke this morning, but we don't know the exact time it went missing. So yeah, I think I'm thinking whatever this ritual is with uh this guy, these guys, was something to do with the diamond. And the diamond is currently served its purpose. How long is it, like 3 to 5 business days to figure out if you broke a curse? I don't know. Like how soon does a curse breaking like really become obvious?
I can't say that I'm familiar with that aspect of the organization's practices. There are people that
Hmm.
are far more knowledgeable than myself.
Oh, you got names?
No, we don't have names.
You don't even. I'm just trying to see if I can get you off. All right. Well, I do believe we need to take a look at some waterfront stuff, but we got a meeting to make, and I've got uh, some thinking to do. So I'm going to leave you right here for my good friends at Patterson to take care of. I'll be sure to let them know that your final will and testament was cremation. Thank you so much for your cooperation. And she's going to just put the scalpel into his thigh and go walk away.
Okay. Well, as he has no way of defending himself, yeah, making quick work of him will not be an issue. Uh, so in order to try and so noon is going to come, and you're going to go to let's where would you have made this meeting for?
If we knew we were going to the funeral parlor, then probably somewhere, within not too far away from there.
Okay. Um, let's take a look at something real quick. So what do we think about maybe a public place, like a park or um, a art gallery, movie theater? What are we thinking?
Probably someplace public would be better,
Okay.
right?
So maybe Battery Park.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
All right. So noon is going to arrive, and you are going to go to Battery Park, and you're hanging out outside, and um, there's a carousel, and it's summertime, so there's a carousel, there's a tent, maybe there's clowns and face paint, and there's someone selling ice cream, and but uh 30 minutes go by and no sign of anybody looking for you, anybody that you spot that's familiar. 30 minutes go by. How long are you going to let go by before you decide that the person that you made a meeting with is not showing up?
Um, I mean, we don't have too much time to wait around.
Yeah.
Say 30
Mm,
minutes is
Yeah.
a good enough indicator that whoever we were here to meet is not meeting us.
However long it takes, however long it takes for me to eat my ice cream.
I
What kind of
think
ice cream did you order?
Uh, mm, it, we're gonna get a pistachio. I want me some pistachio
Nice.
ice cream. I will buy a cone for Dorothy and no one else.
I'm gonna have some butter brickle then. Delicious. Um,
Uh, all right. So it takes you a long, so uh maybe you ordered your ice cream, wait when you showed up, and so say 40 minutes go by and you guys are basically this meeting is not happening.
I think that we should see Mr. Fowler. That was our
Simon?
other lead. Yes.
Yeah, it's Simon Fowler who wrote the article on the missing diamond.
You seemed
Okay.
hopeful that if he could print an article that fast, that he has he has ways of finding out things, or maybe knows more than he already printed, right? So
Right.
we should go check in with your contact then, and worry about Ilya and others that Ford knows later. Because I think we're running out of time before this has to make the news, right?
Yeah. I believe
Um,
so.
so Jerry, I don't know if you remember, but when you guys were leaving the diner and you were kind of splitting up and trying to cover both sides of the street, trying to make sure that you weren't being followed or and one of the things that you spotted was a man um uh in a long uh tan raincoat, disheveled, wild head of white hair, salt and pepper hair, beard down to his chest, um, ranting and rambling on about um, there are forces at work that are out to spell our doom, and he was doing the very much the end of the world crazy man rant that you might see in in a in a Saturday afternoon matinee show at the movies. Um, and he has with him a terrier mix, um, or at the time that you spotted him. But the only reason why I bring it up is because the same guy is here.
At Battery
So
Park.
all of you see a guy fitting this description with this dog, kind of a shaggy terrier mix, maybe up comes up to just about his knee, and he's maybe about 6'4". But you all see this guy, and you all see him ranting about the uh, we have been infiltrated by forces outside of our understanding, and I mean he's just crackpot like ranting and raving. Somebody has left a coffee cup and maybe thrown some change into it. Um, but he is the same guy that you spotted not 50 hours ago, just the prior day, just not even.
Yeah, this is like
No, just
about 4
earlier this
hours
day.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 hours ago is more. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
just coming out of the diner. Um,
So I think
and it's the
that,
same guy.
yeah, with that, going into getting to the funeral home, the mortuary, Jerry had this preconceived notion about mysticism and things that cannot be explained as just whatever. But after having this conversation, finding out about the dagger and learning that there are these shadow organizations apparently that are putting hits out on ambassadors, I hear this now, and it brings back that memory of when we were leaving the diner in the first place. And as you say, I see him and I recognize that that's the same person. I think something in me will want to notify the group. It was like, I saw that guy earlier this morning on the other side of town. He was screaming about the same things. I think I'll go talk to him for a second, because maybe the nonsense he's shouting isn't nonsense,
Let's all
given
go
what we
talk
know
to him.
now.
I'm sorry, Jordan, what was that?
I said, let's all go talk to him.
Yeah, let's see if we can see what he knows.
Okay, sounds good. We're coming up on our break time, so it's a good opportunity for a commercial break.
We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
And we take,
Yeah,
what did we take before? 10?
We'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes. Whenever we get back, everybody stretch, hydrate, pet your pets, and we will see back soon. Bye.
All right, very good. Bye.
And welcome back, everybody. We have returned.
Okay, so we were, I was pointing out some things over the course of the break, giving you things to think about. The dagger was tailor-made for this hit, this execution. The fact that the journal left by the diplomat, by Camille, said at the very end of it that everything was in place. You have everybody, I think all of you would start to wonder and question, like, what part did Camille play in all of this?
It does seem like something that he was, if not only aware of, also, or if it does seem like something he volunteered for or was ready for, was accepting of, because of how he spoke about it. I mean, not just that everything was in place, but how from his conversations it sounded like it would be beneficial, and this seems good, and that we were of one mind, and that the goal was clear, and like, yes, this seems like something he volunteered for or was accepting of, but why? To what end? And
So
why stage it so he looks like he was stabbed in the back?
So before the break, Jerry, you noticed, you all saw this rambling, this guy in a gray raincoat, kind of salt and pepper hair, all wild, and he's just sort of, everybody will understand one day that we're all being lied to, that we've been infiltrated by forces outside of our understanding, and he just is nonstop. And as you're listening to him, Jerry realizes that you just saw him while you guys were at the diner, not, what, 4 hours ago?
Yeah, it wasn't that many hours ago. If this is when we would have had that meeting,
So it's,
and yeah, no more than 5.5 hours.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think we all kind of, since the person that we were supposed to meet hasn't shown, and I hear this guy screaming from across the park, I think I'll go up to him.
He's not so much screaming as he is doing these, you ever know when people like quiet shout? They're like, stop talking, And so it's that. He also sounds a little hoarse too.
Okay, so clearly since it's been a couple hours since he's been doing this, so he's been going at it for a while. Yeah, so I'll go over to him, toss a couple quarters in his cup, and just kind of just approach him. It's like, I
When you
hear you.
approach, as soon as you approach, the dog turns around and is just sort of holding a position.
Does it look like a defensive position or?
Yeah, he's definitely he's trying to interpose himself between the man and you.
Okay. So I definitely will approach in a non-threatening way. I
Okay.
don't want anyone to get jumpy to think that we're trying to cause any trouble or anything like that. And so that's when I come up. I throw a couple of coins into his cup. And just tell him like, hey, man, I hear you. Like, I understand.
You know? You're you one of the chosen few? Are you like me?
Could be, but I need to speak with you. I
Oh,
understand what
okay.
you're saying. What have you heard? Because we are in a situation, my friends and I, where we are dealing with some of the same things that you're talking about. And we think that you might be able to help us.
So he's like he's kind of taken aback. He's like, they could be anywhere. We should probably go somewhere. Maybe under the Manhattan Bridge. It's loud. Maybe they won't maybe they won't find it. Maybe they if we go there, maybe they won't find us. He's very clearly agitated,
Mm-hmm.
very clearly uh overstimulated, um scared, but he seemed as soon as you said, I hear you, he started asking, he's like, are you one of the chosen few? Uh but we can't talk here. It's too open, too wide open. They could see us.
Yeah, too many eyes. We need to get somewhere sort of out of their range of view so we can, talk privately, have a conversation away from eavesdroppers or anything like that. So I'll turn back
Okay.
to the crew and say, "Are we okay?" Because I don't want to assume that everybody's okay with going to the second location, but are we okay? Because I think that we might be able to get some information from this guy. Okay. Well, with everyone's approval, we'll all go with him to the Manhattan Bridge.
I appreciate that you understand that we are not supposed to go to a secondary location, but I think
Yeah.
extenuating circumstances dictate that we should probably go to the secondary location.
Yes.
I am okay with it, but I think on the way I'm going to fall just a little behind so that I can buy this man food from a bodega on the way. Because he's clearly like hungry and scared and all the things, but also like nothing calms down an informant like a full belly.
Like a turkey sandwich.
Yeah. So I'm not going to like try to separate fully from the group. It's just going to be like, I'm going to grab him something, even if it's not a bodega, just like stopping at a hot dog vendor on the street or something on the way. I'm going to buy this man a little bit of food along the way so that he can
Okay.
eat while he talks
We
to
run
us.
into him in the park, right? Well,
Yeah.
accent. Sorry. We run
Yep.
into him in the park. Sorry, I slip into my
Yes.
natural accent.
No, it's fine.
I'm at least gonna get him an ice cream to hold him over till we get the hot dog.
Yeah, this is not me trying to split the party fully again. It's just like I'm going to stop long enough to acquire food because that will help
Got it.
him
Yeah.
calm.
All right. So um, the rest of you notice that Dorothy has lagged behind a little bit, but ultimately you all follow him. He leads you to this secluded spot underneath the Manhattan Bridge. So you're basically at the very, very tail end of the island of Manhattan at this point. Um, so it's like, all right, how do you know? What do you know? Who? Ugh.
So you asked if we are chosen just like you. I can tell you that the four of us, we have been selected, and we've been brought
Selected.
into this world of mystery. We're trying to investigate something. And you're saying that there are dark forces at play, that we are under almost imminent attack, correct?
Just as you are looking at the man, um, all of a sudden you hear, initially it sounds like the dog barking. Like he followed along the entire time. He's right there. He sits, the dog looks up at you, Jerry, and barks. What sounds like a bark initially that says, sorry for the deception, but you know, you'd be surprised how many people would not entirely believe what they're seeing or what they're hearing.
Yes, I don't right now.
I was going to say the same
Dorothy,
thing.
wide-eyed, Dorothy is going to get down at dog level and just watch. Just examine this dog.
Well, this is a dog that is using intelligible, sentient speech that sounds like American English, circa the 1920s. Maybe there's a little transatlantic twinge to it, but
So, as taken aback as Jerry is by this, I think with the day that we've all been having since 2 a.m., I just kind of take a seat down next to him and just like,
you have
okay,
to
is this
understand
how
that this is quite the coincidence.
it's something for sure.
Yes, I understand. This is probably not something that you see every day.
It's not. Okay, I have a million questions about all of this, but I won't get into that right now. How are you doing this, first of all? That's the one question I have to get out of the way before we can move forward.
So I was named for well, uh somebody, the people that gave me my name
Mhm.
took the name of uh I guess what you might call a hero of mythology or a god or something along those lines. Uh, Basically, my name is inspired by his name, so but you can call me Cal for short.
Cal, your name was inspired
Yes,
by.
my real name is Calendaxis,
Okay.
but I was given that name because it was out of respect for like I said, what you might call a hero of mythology or a demigod or whatever it is that you call it in your particular culture. You'll have to forgive me. There are so many cultures in this place.
Hmm.
It's really hard to keep track.
No, I'm with you 100% on that. All right. So, Cal, we are investigating, not to get too serious too quickly, but we are investigating.
I think we're there. We're really, yeah.
We are there. But if you've trusted us enough to reveal yourself to us, which I'm assuming that you don't do to too many people, we're going to trust you
That's
with this.
correct.
We're going to trust you with the information that we're bringing. We're dealing or we're investigating. A very high profile person was murdered yesterday, and we are looking
Okay.
into what happened to him. And we have stumbled
Okay.
upon some things that are a bit paranormal outside of the realm of normal human possibilities.
Like a talking dog.
Not unlike a talking dog, yes.
Right.
And
Like
so
shape-shifting tattoos?
we have seen some shape-shifting tattoos.
So
Are you
you've seen the obsidian blindness then.
The obsidian blindness.
Yes, they did.
You're familiar with this group.
Yes. I suspect that time is very much of the essence for you right now, so I will not go too deeply into the weeds, but they are an old and formidable foe.
Okay, so they're like an organization that's been around for ages, sometimes
Yes.
kind of like passing through generations. Okay. Um,
They started out as merely a guild of assassins,
mhm,
with no ethos or driving belief other than commerce. But a change underwent in their ranks, and they started taking jobs and taking on cherry picking, and specifically taking only certain jobs which were advancing some sort of agenda which was very much unlike them.
okay.
Um, but yes, I am familiar with them.
Okay. So we do believe that we have run into them not too long ago. And we were trying to get some information from one of them. He was not very forthcoming. But
Oh, they
with
won't be.
but with
Out of professional. I don't know how it's possible for anybody to have a professional code of ethics that involves killing them, or
mm,
that involves killing, but nevertheless, they it is part of their
Creed?
procedure, that creed, that uh they don't know anything about the jobs that they take, other than that they are destabilizing.
okay. So I would venture a guess that as you are a dog, but again, not revealing your true nature to the general public.
It's more accurate to say I look like a dog, but again,
Oh,
more of the long
yeah, I
story
was
for another
gonna
time.
look. I didn't want to ask, but like, do you have the physiology of a dog? Like, if you got into some chocolate, do we need to like induce vomiting or something? Like, I just like
No, I
look
just
that.
no.
Okay,
I just have a strong resemblance to this domesticated canine species that you keep as um, members of your extended family.
Okay. Well, that
I,
actually clears up a lot. Um,
I
but
does it?
for me, it does.
Like, all right, maybe I'm getting too deep into the anatomy and physiology of this and thinking too hard.
But for you having the appearance of a dog, so I would imagine that you do hear a lot of things that you may not hear otherwise. Should people be aware that you are able to speak in our language? So we were wondering if you happen to know
Yes,
of.
he is very good at mostly and he points at the man. And
Mhm.
at this point, if you guys would all like to make me a steel roll,
Okay.
because there is a chance that you might be under the effects of something, which I will potentially may or may not go into detail on momentarily, but that is what you are rolling.
So I rolled a 10 and a 1. So the 10 would give me a total of 12. The 1 would give me a total of 3.
All right, so we'll stick with the 12. That's your highest. Okay. So you succeed. Dr. Fury.
I got an 10
Okay. Oh,
total.
that's a fail. So
Oh
next,
boy.
um, Ford.
I did get a 12 total as well.
All right, so you succeeded. And Dorothy.
I also got a 12 total, but that's a 10 on the die, which is why I threw my hands up excitedly and then also proceeded to barely catch my keyboard before I accidentally threw it on the floor in excitement. So if you saw a lot of flailing just now,
Okay, so you critted, which means
I
that
critted.
you bank a crit. but it was just the one natural 10?
I also had a natural 10.
You did? Okay,
As
then
did
if
I,
you had it.
yes.
Oh, okay. Then you get a crit, and you get a crit, and you get a crit. But it was just the one natural 10.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because any natural 10s beyond the first would mean an additional critical.
Got it.
So
I'm the only one who didn't pass that roll.
Correct. Now,
With a crit, apparently, even. So
Oh.
yeah, 3 crits
Sorry.
and 1 fail. That's a really interesting spread.
It's usually the other way around for me. All right, here we go.
You've had a long
Dr.
day,
Fury, as far as you can tell, the ban looks normal, ordinary. Nothing out of place about him other than he's disheveled, long coat, crazy hair. However, Jerry and Ford and Dorothy, you recognize that he's basically, he looks like you could blink and mistake him for a film project. Like, basically, he looks artificial. He looks like he's being projected onto the silver screen. He's all of a sudden his frame rate slows down a little bit. Yeah, most of the time. Cal starts talking again. Most of the time, people spend more time paying attention to that guy than to me, which is fine, because either they pay him no mind, or they put some coins in the cup, or they maybe listen to him for a few minutes and then they just kind of ignore him. But yeah, he's there so that people don't notice me.
So, have you heard in recent days, because there's been a lot going on, apparently, there's some big something that's going down, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it. But have you heard anything in the streets about the Obsidian Blindness going after a diplomat, or are they stealing
Well,
a diamond
they
from the
were the ones.
museum?
Well, they stole the Hope Diamond was stolen, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
yes.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They would have had to have been hired separately. The assassination of the diplomat and the theft of the Hope Diamond would be treated separately. Um, but if they were involved, I would not be surprised.
Okay. And with the Hope Diamond, do you have any knowledge of some latent power within it that can bestow curses on people or curse the person who's in possession of it, and being able to maybe some kind of way counteract that ability to have it work in benefit for some person, or have someone be able to harness that ability to put those curses onto an external person who doesn't own the diamond?
All I know, without having to find one of my kind who are more knowledgeable, items like that exist, but each one is a variable. Each one can do different things. Um, that's all I know.
Okay. And you say one of your kind. Are there a lot of you around the city, or?
You probably have to think bigger than just the city.
Okay. Noted. um,
Um, I have been to some of your moving picture demonstrations.
mhm.
Um, one of them was people inside of a capsule carriage, something that was fired into space and hit the moon in the eye. Voyage to the Moon, I think, is what it's called.
Ah.
And That's about the scale that you want to think.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Um. Hmm.
But
That's
but
very friendly.
there are I am trying to find more of us, but we are very spread out.
Okay. Okay. So we have a little bit more information about the obsidian blindness. And is there, to your knowledge, a specific time frame that we may happen to be currently in that makes it, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a summer solstice or anything like that, like a specific time of day, year, month where rituals may be able to have more like power or more energy that goes into it, something that would help it become more effective if we are
Uh,
currently within that time frame, because it seems like they're working towards something and they were preparing to have it happen soon.
but that was our understanding as well. Um,
If the
there are
time
the
draws nigh, what is the time?
there was supposed to be it was going to happen at the end of this French exposition.
Okay.
There was going to be an announcement, a ceremony, a press conference to announce some sort of uh, a joint venture between the French Republic and the Soviet Union. That's what they're calling themselves these days. I think Russia.
Ah,
Um, some sort of uh, mark exchange of knowledge,
Mm.
and that was going to happen at this exposition. That would be like tomorrow.
Okay. So that gives us a time frame. So if this was supposed to happen tomorrow and the Hope Diamond, and I turn to the group, are we thinking that the Hope Diamond is part of this press
I
conference
mean,
presentation? And with it being missing as
Is it something
captain,
valuable? I don't know what I don't know.
this is a very valuable gem. Yes.
Usually objects um that are supernatural, I guess you
Hmm.
could say, preternatural. Uh, Usually they're valuable, but different cultures have different ideas of value, and some value bone more than they value stone, and some value wood more than
Hmm.
they value bone. So value is very relative.
um,
Well, yeah, this would be considered to be very valuable.
Cal, uh, how old
Hmm?
are you?
Oh, that's a
Are we talking centuries? Are we talking longer? Just considering the way you reacted to me asking how old.
using the time frame of what do you call this, Earth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Using relative to there, I'd say probably 50 or so Earth. Uh, I don't even know. I don't have a whole lot of understanding, but um, years,
Oh,
I
okay.
think is the right word.
Sure. Not as old as I was afraid of once you started questioning the concept of age. I was just going to say, if you've been around listening for a long time, this diamond used to live in the French crown for a long time before it moved around and became the jewelry that it is now in this woman's collection. It was the blue diamond of the crown for France.
Oh,
That's
okay. So
one of the places where the bad luck was.
So bad luck. So bad luck has followed this. It definitely sounds like there is, like it has some sort of involved, preternatural quality to it. But
when
I can't. I'm afraid I can't tell you much more than that.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to say it was old and considered very valuable for a very long time, including two whole nations. It was a thing to be fought over, and it disappeared after the French Revolution for a long time. Very long time.
Okay.
Almost until it was in this woman's possession. It was I don't know of anyone knowing where it was after the French Revolution.
I see. I understand.
So it is a piece of stone, an important and mysterious one nonetheless.
Well, it sounds to me like it may not be a device, but it might contain some. I've heard many different names for it in many different languages, but supposedly there is a substance that can make the impossible possible.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like a philosopher's stone?
I don't know what that is.
Wish granting substance idea.
Oh, okay. Well, when you put it that way, yes. So the stories that I've heard and my kind like me have heard is that it is the substance that was left over after the worlds were created, and it is the stuff of the space between worlds. And if used in a certain way, used consciously, it has the capability of granting wishes.
So the event happening is kind of like a meeting of countries. They're kind of like coming to. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to communicate to the party that it's, from what and I'm not great at this, but from what I'm deducing, it seems like they might be using like the fortune abilities of the Hope Diamond, or attempting to use them to sway one of these countries in their favor to gain a higher result from whatever they would gain from this deal.
Now, one thing I have to make sure so all of the ranting that I do that he does, like that's stuff that I have figured out along the way as I have met more of my kind, is that there's us and there's two other groups like us. And we're not entirely sure what each one of them has an angle, just like we're just trying to find each other and find our place in the world.
Are you saying that this, could be Russian, could be this, but probably something completely weird?
Beyond.
Ah, great.
I apologize. This is all something that this is all circumstances that are coming to light for me, just very recently, and
I don't know how equipped I am to deal with beyond everybody.
I think any of us are equipped to deal with it. Um, and these others, so
but
you say,
you have to realize that if this Hope Diamond contains some of this substance, this wish granting substance, then the obsidian blindness are going to have it. And I just know that that cannot be allowed to happen.
do you know, or would you happen to know where the obsidian blindness happen to meet, or where they sort of operate out of? You know, if there's an area in the city or a specific building that you may know that they kind
Yes,
of gravitate around.
yes. We
Are we going to
we
do a B&E?
believe that.
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
I just asked if we're going to do a B&E.
Um,
With any luck. Sorry, Craig, go on, please.
no, that's okay. They use abandoned pneumatic transit lines as their underground secret lairs. So they move around a lot. They try not to stay in any one place at any given time because the longer they stay in one place, the more likely somebody might discover them. Um, they're they're somewhere in an abandoned subway tunnel somewhere. That's about the best I can give you.
Okay. And so you said that you and your people, or your kind, I'm sorry, are basically just trying to locate each other, trying to find your place in the world, just trying to live, coexist. But there are
Yes,
others that are
yes.
currently here that are not as, or do not have the same intentions that you all share. Are they
So far all we know that they are opposed to each other.
okay?
One of them wants to uphold a strict vision of the past, and the other wants to tear everything down for an uncertain future.
And can they also, or do they also appear as any earthen animals, or do they appear as people like us?
So the ones preserving the past, they are invisible.
Oh,
They choose
okay.
not to they choose not to show themselves, and they operate through agents, and they they recruit from where they are, from people that are interested in their they call themselves the cathedrium, and they espouse a a doctrine, I guess you could say, of learning and joining together in order to be raised up to the same level as their Lord of Light. Balamaic, the Lord of Light, I believe that's what they call him. The other ones, they are like a parasite, but of the mind. You'll never see them. You'll only ever see, if you happen to figure out that your local butcher all of a sudden is behaving strangely, it's a good likelihood that the um, the unspeakers that they may have co-opted him, propagated him into their organization, into their branching path.
So
I know that's all incredibly complicated, and I really have to apologize. But like I said, we're only just understanding what's been going on. And when you asked me how old I was, that's a very complicated question that I tried to make much more simple.
Oh, that is fine. Do not worry about it. It was just a if you do not seem like you are new here. That is all. You're fine.
I have been here for some time. From your perspective, I think I probably have been here for longer than any of you might have been alive, if my understanding of your kind is correct.
Mm.
very quickly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around a few of the things, but these unspeakers, do they only infest, from what you can tell, human minds, or could they be in bird or in dog?
I think they have to be a complex enough mind, or not complex enough creature, to be able um, to be of any use.
Understood. I think our man might have been taken over by unspeaker. This is why his notes started to change. Perhaps if you say acting strange, this is acting strange.
I see. And do you say his notes?
I'll pull out his journal and I will show.
This is a very good
I'll show
dog.
Cal. Cal, I do not want to be rude, but you do seem like the best dog.
Are you hungry, Cal?
Well, not at the moment, no. Thank you, though. Would it be easier for you to talk to him as opposed to me?
No,
At this point, I think we're fine talking to you.
Okay.
Just,
He looks
just
terrible.
chiming in here because you have been like the goodest boy. Like because it is human tradition for us to give treats when dogs do good things. So like, if you want to like at
Well,
least blend in a little bit.
your camaraderie and your understanding and your acceptance of me is a treat. So
Wow. And
I
the
really do
gentleman,
just want to
too.
try to
He's
give you a
such
little bit of
gentleman.
chocolate to see how you do. Like I really just gotta know. Just like, like just a little bit. Just I'm just scientific
so
curiosity.
why it do is can your dogs not eat chocolate?
No,
cannot.
it's real
That
bad
would
for
kill
them.
them.
Or
Yeah.
grapes, or garlic, or onions.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't like crave chocolate, but I have had some and it is quite nice.
Bougie.
Sort of bringing attention back to the victim's journal that's in Dorothy's
Yes.
hands. You'll see it's all dates and numbers and like bullet point. It's just like pieces of information, very crisply laid out. Not a lot going on. And then when you get about a week back, see, he starts writing way more and expounding on all these things, and then it becomes more of a journal,
Yes.
and then I'll start flipping to the much more recent. I believe this will be beneficial. This seems good. We're of one mind. The goal is clear. Everything is set.
We
Those
are
types of
the
things.
understanding that we have is that the unspeakers they seed the mind of others. They plant a seed and it takes 7 days to fully grow.
Okay.
Well, his writing started changing 7 days ago, roughly, give or take. So,
Well, then that lines up.
And what happens after the 7 days? Do
Then
the unspeakers
then
just get full control?
that person ceases to be a person, and instead they become an unspeaker.
Hmm. Once
Should we get laser guns? I don't know that. I probably read a bit of H.G. Wells at times.
Sure.
Come on, laser guns would be so cool. I want to know what those injuries look like. Just to expand my capabilities as medical.
Well,
Yeah,
you've
for
seen
scientific
burns, and
purposes.
you've seen probably electrocutions. So you know.
Yeah, but does it we don't have lightsabers yet. But does it,
You have like you have like oxyacetylene torches.
Okay, now we're cooking with Crisco.
No, we're cooking with oxyacetylene torches. You just said that, Shiv.
Now we're welding.
So, okay.
Actually, I was gonna say, actually, if we're in like the 20s, where are we at with the Empire State Building? Because maybe there's some
The
injuries
Empire
there
State
that.
Building wasn't around until I think I want to say 33 or something like that. I actually looked it up.
Okay, because I'm like,
I wanted to find out because it if you go backwards, it's like the World Trade, and then the tallest was the Empire State, and before the Empire State it was the Chrysler, and before the Chrysler it was the Woolworth Building, I think.
Mm-hmm. The Empire State started being built in 1930. Because the man who raised me was already like a child old enough to remember. So I remember talking about but yeah,
Gotcha.
it started being built in spring of 1930 and finished after a year.
The Woolworth Building was the tallest building in the world from 1913 to 1929. Let me take a gander. All right, so that was.
And then probably either the Sears Tower or the CN Tower or
I don't even know what my search history is at this point.
at any rate.
Where we are though.
We don't need to worry about the Sears Tower. It wasn't built until like the 1970s. We can Bullsworth. We can talk about architecture later. We have
Well, I'm just trying to think of how much welding accidents I've had access to at this point in my life.
New York's still already New York, and it's just not, full Empire State yet.
Yeah. So I'll ask Cal for the Cathedrium and the Unspeakers. Do they have any supernatural abilities to where if they are posing as a human person or have taken over the body of a human person, they are able to do things that humans aren't normally able to do?
They are, your mesmerist. I've heard that word before. Psychic. They have powers over the mind.
Okay. Oh boy.
That does make it funnier that we, sort of gesturing at all the humans in this conversation, we used to call it animal magnetism that let them do that. That is much funnier now.
So maybe we can go searching for them. You have one of them, right? You said, or did you? No.
He may be indisposed at the moment, but we had one.
He is no longer on this mortal coil.
Oh, okay. I understand. But maybe we can find one of their layers.
Think that's something worth investigating?
Yes, of course. That might be where we find the Hope Diamond and what we need. He did imply, if not expressly say, that the Hope Diamond was involved in their rituals this week, so this might be a two birds, one stone situation wherever their lair is.
I have a lot of anxiety about perhaps my friend didn't show up to this park. Where are they? What's going on with them? I feel like I'm in a little bit over my head right now with this whole cosmic war that's just been put in front of my face. But I did just meet a good dog, and he seems to know a lot more about this stuff than I do. So I don't want to go in the subway tunnels either. That sounds disgusting. And I've got some nice clothes on. But I'll follow this dog. Or I'll get into the subway and help search with this dog.
I'll follow this dog. Also, I guess these three people I'm with are fine, but this dog I would follow anywhere gross.
No, I think this is the best lead that we've gotten all day.
Yeah.
So it might be worth pursuing.
Okay. So, why don't we, so we're going to say that, your new friend, Cal, we're going to say that Cal has a pursue skill. So his pursue skill is, is 3 dice with a modifier of 4. So, what we can do is one of you can roll that. And let's see. So,
how many dice did you say?
3 dice.
Okay.
So one of you can roll that, and then I'm going to give everybody else the opportunity to. So he's leading you. Somebody's going to roll for him. Now we're going to go around, and what is everybody going to do to basically treating this kind of as a group activity? So how does everybody think that they might be able to contribute to, end game best case scenario is that you stumble upon something that leads you to their lair, and that they have the Hope Diamond in their possession. So how, there's a lot of ground to cover, potentially, talking about just the island of Manhattan as far as subway goes. So what is everybody going to do to try and narrow it down, basically, to contribute to your goal?
I'll try to I'll get to the nearest subway map that I can, and I will deduce, or I will analyze. We can assume that they went into the subway after leaving the funeral home because they just kind of disappeared from sight. Or I'm going to work under that assumption, even if it is.
So yeah, so you can study or deduce, however you want to, whichever is better for you. So feel free to go and roll.
Cool. And then, yeah, I'll just kind of look at what is connected to that area, why, and where we might start or go into. Cool.
Okay. So analyzing the subway map. Okay. What about Dr. Fury?
I was going to say, could I use deduce to try to triangulate-ish a spot that would line up with what I saw in the boot in the mortuary? And an overlap where it would overlap into the subway map with the aid of my good friend Ford.
So it is the we're just going to say South Street Seaport. It would what you can do is basically give we can say that you and Ford are working together, and so that you're going to give him a bonus die.
Okay.
So so go ahead and roll your whichever your study or your deduce there, Ford.
Cool. I did. I was at an 8 with a 7+1, but with an extra die. Let's see what we get here. It'll be a 9 with an 8.
All right.
Not great. It wasn't that great.
No, you didn't beat my 8, so that's a success.
Nice.
So what is Jerry doing?
I think that with Ford studying the subway maps, Jerry's going to take the newspaper that we had that had the story about the Hope Diamond going missing and try to determine if there's any details in that article that maybe points to some evidence about where they may have come from, or if there are any eyewitness accounts or anything, and notice that they were going in a certain direction. If anyone saw anything, or just any details that might be able to help us sort of triangulate a location nearest to where the burglary happened.
So the burglary happened at a hotel. The McLeans are staying uh at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel there, and but much further uptown from where you guys are right now. So given the amount of time that's passed, chances are they've made it. If they were going for taking it and holding it, chances are they have already accomplished that. They've accomplished it, and they've also moved it to wherever their lair is.
Okay.
But the only thing that stands out to you is that that the McLean family was planning on hiring a private investigator named Xavier Arcadia to try and try and recover the diamond. And what about Dorothy?
So we just need a little evidence that we're on the right track.
Yeah.
I can scrounge
Yeah.
up something.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to spend this time.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we have these subway map leads and Dr. Fury's, like, knowing he's been near the beach and all the things. Like, I'm going to scrounge around on the path that they've sort of set out for us to see if I can.
Oh, so you're so you're using this is all in motion. So
yeah,
you're observing the map, you're trying to pinpoint the location. This is all happening in motion. So you're going to roll for Dorothy. Whatever you're going to roll, let's roll for Dorothy first.
Sure. So I want to use my scrounge effect.
Okay.
To try to spend this scene to generate a little something from the obsidian blindness.
Okay.
That would show that we're in the vicinity of their base. Does that seem doable?
It does.
A little something that they might have dropped, or a matching boot print, something that shows us. That's equal to my res, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do I roll for that?
I don't believe so.
I'm not seeing one. I'm just seeing that it's a 1-to-1 basis that's equal to my res in here.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay. So
yeah.
My res
so you
is
spend
1.
the scene. You have, what's your res? 1. So yeah. So you have one gear to
Okay.
establish. Yeah. So, all right, now go ahead and make the pursue roll for Cal.
Does the one that I shared the picture of in the
Oh, is that
chat count?
it? Okay. Oh, you did. All right. It sure does.
Cool.
So what's the total?
You said it
I
was a modifier
said
of
plus
4,
4.
right?
Right, so 14.
Yeah. 13. Oh yeah, no, 14. 14. Yep.
Okay.
You're right. When you're right, you're right.
So even there, okay. So that's a success. So your success and board success. So apart from looking in the newspaper, Jerry, is there anything a skill that you want to roll to see if how close you're going to get to finding their lair?
Craig, you can let me know if this applies or not. I do have an enhancement called Urban Upbringing.
Okay. So why don't you tell us what that does?
So growing up in a big city, the sights, sounds, and smells of urban life are second nature to you. So given that my background is sort of navigating the streets of New York, knowing
Mhm.
the ins and outs of where I need to go, being in the business that I'm in, having to maybe hide quickly or, get out of let the heat die down, finding like
Yep.
little places to hide out. If my knowledge of that would lend
Is
me
there anything
to,
more to that? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but is
oh,
there
okay.
anything more to it after that?
It says reroll one die whenever you challenge or respond with discern.
Okay. So yeah. So um is there something what is it that you're trying to accomplish?
I am trying to determine that if they are a group that is constantly mobile and
Mhm.
trying to backtrack from where they stole the Hope Diamond, where the event is going to be happening tomorrow, what would be the most likely place that they would end up? That's somewhere if they're going to be participating or observing the event to make sure that everything goes off the way it's supposed to, where would be the closest available like subway station to the event, to the conference, that maybe they're there or somewhere near there at maybe a stop or two before.
Mhm. So why don't you roll I can see I can see it being study or deduce. I could see
Okay.
it being prepare or assess as well. However whatever you have the best rating at, you're welcome to use.
I will do deduce because
Okay.
my prowess is my hinder.
Okay.
That is a 5 and a natural 10 plus
So we start with
1.
the natural 10. We
Okay,
start with
so natural
we start
10
with the natural
plus
10 for a
1
total of
is 11.
11. No, no, that one's dead to me too.
Dice are dying today.
Um, so, all right. Unfortunately, that's going to be a fail. Um, so it's a good approach, but there is something, and it would make sense if they camouflage themselves with their tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You almost feel like they have supernatural ways of uh protecting these mobile, they trying to basically keep they have ways of keeping them highly mobile and keeping them to the point where they can pick up and go just about anywhere. They don't leave a whole lot behind.
Okay.
Um, Now you have some conflicting information, but it makes sense that they would have done either one of two things. They would have either taken it back to wherever their lair is, or they would have taken it to whatever the nearest abandoned subway stop is to Grand Central Palace, which is where the exposition is happening.
Okay.
So one thing I am going to sense, you won't have the opportunity to use your crits beyond this session. I highly recommend that if you would like to call them in and succeed on some sort of a roll, this would be the time to do it.
You said that they don't leave much trace behind because of
Correct.
supernatural stuff. But I think we got a few good licks in that little scuffle.
Okay.
And if there's one thing Dr. Fury can sense, much like a shark, is some blood.
Okay.
Could I try to find droplets
Sure.
that they may have left behind? And I'm going to phone in one of my 4 crits or 3 crits that I've been holding on to.
Yeah. Okay.
So that would be, I guess.
That's just an it's an automatic success.
Yeah. So I'm going
Now,
as Jerry's looking around, I would think Dr. Fury's going to be like, and just bend down and just pick up like a little, because it tends to coagulate very quickly. Just a little.
and now it could be anybody's blood. However, Dr. Fury knows blood as well as Dr. Fury does, and Dr. Fury knows that something about their blood has changed as a result of undergoing this tattoo ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And
just the slightest hint of something that isn't the usual blood scent.
Yeah.
And she takes the little bundle of bloody dirt and just kind of it's like
so your varying successes and rolling for Cal as well have gotten you to the point where you are going to find your way you're going to find your way to the obsidian blindness lair. You're going to find that they brought the Hope Diamond back to their lair. So now we've got about 10 minutes to walk through how this all plays out and what does this look like and what does you guys basically, you're not going to be in a situation to have much effect on the assassination of the diplomat, but there is a strong chance that you could recover the Hope Diamond. So what do these moments look like when you say, okay, we found their lair? What does that now look like?
Well,
I can try to. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say I can try to use my infiltration skills, cover myself up like I know that they would, arms up to neck, legs, all that.
Okay.
And try to get in.
Okay.
That's a thought.
Okay. Well, we're kind of at a point now where I would just say, if it's a thought, we should just say that's what you're going to do.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of act in a way that's kind of disconnected in how I saw them. I'm gonna try to keep a low profile so nobody really pays too much attention to me, and I'm gonna try to get in and figure out where the Hope Diamond is.
All right. So, what would you like to roll?
I would like to performance in some way. So,
You want to use your perform to pass yourself off as one of them?
yeah.
And do you have any crits left that you have banked?
Oh, yeah, of course I do.
So then, how many do you have?
I'll just for now say the one that I just banked.
Okay. So then you
Yeah.
can say that you do that. You are able to pass yourself off as one of them. Jerry, what about you? How are you going to what is your involvement here in this pivotal moment going to look like?
I think I will also join Ford and use my lurk skill
Okay.
that states I can move about without anyone noticing me.
Okay.
And I also have a crit banked that I would like to spend.
All right. So it sounds like the two of you are going to, so you're just going to flat out stealth,
Yes.
but you're going to make yourself up to look like one of them.
I'm
Just
gonna
Yeah,
make
at
in the
least
myself
same
pass
way, in the
off.
same, yeah. So the same way that Kyle is. Okay.
And
So
then
the two
once
of
they figure it out, I've got a dodge 3, so I'm just gonna dip duck.
all right. So what about Dr. Fury? What does it look like for Dr. Fury?
Let's see. Well, I am not particularly subtle. So I think Dr. Fury is going to wait until the stealth crew gets in, and if there's any sort of kerfuffle, going to come in and start cracking skulls. Because that's what
Okay.
I'm good at.
Well,
So,
so there won't be a kerfuffle because the two of them spent crits to succeed. So they have
okay.
insinuated themselves, they have disguised themselves as Obsidian Blindness. They have gotten into their lair. They know that the diamond is there. So,
So have
um,
you ever played Arkham Asylum?
I'm aware of it. I have not played it, but
Okay, I want to be Batman then. I want my stealth crew to go in and they get
okay,
by just fine, and then Dr.
okay,
Fury comes in and is just popping guys off as they get passed by the stealth crew. And so
okay.
there's people hanging out, and then when
Mhm.
you turn around, they're not there anymore, and there's just a pile of unconscious or questionably conscious bodies
Yes.
of various levels of living. Developing behind the stealth crew. It's just they meet no resistance, but there's no resistance for us to come out. Just
Yeah. And what about Dorothy?
Um,
What is the piece of gear that she found?
I think that she is going to find the um alternative dagger that they were going to replace the one with the hair in when they were coming to fix the cleanup for
Oh,
how he
okay.
was found. So I
Nice.
think
I like
I
that.
find the one they were going to swap out with the real murder weapon
Mm,
that is Sans hair.
right.
Yeah. Which the ones we were looking for must have come back this way. Dagger.
So yeah, you find yourself there, and so Ford and Jerry have gone in. They have disguised themselves. They've gone in, and then Dr. Fury is just maybe gave them a minute or two to catch to divert their attention, and then just came in and started disappearing people.
I'm going to follow in Dr. Fury's wake
Okay.
so that I'm not far behind
Okay.
Jerry and Ford. And I think I am going to. How many people seem to be here? What kind of a space is this? If we're
It
managing to just sort
is
of pick them
so
off
it
and throw
looks
them in
like yeah,
corners.
so it starts as an abandoned subway line, and then it looks like they may have dug out some maybe a room or two, and then maybe put up some some freight pallets or things like that
Mm.
to give them coverage, and But it's very rudimentary. It looks like there's maybe about a dozen of them. No, they're not necessarily all here right now, but like their full capacity would be about a dozen people.
Okay. I think I have just the thing in my bag to make this place uninhabitable when we leave. I'm going to set off, I'm going to light one of my things of just my strongest perfume. I'm going to light it and a mixture of the contents of one of my flasks and stuff. And I'm going to set it up so that when they're leaving with the Hope Diamond, I'm going to light this on fire so that they're going to have to leave to get fresh air.
Yeah.
Once, like everybody that Dr. Fury has like pulled off to the sides, when they wake up, they're going to have to get out of here for some fresh air. And hopefully we'll just have a line of cops or feds or whoever Delilah feels appropriate that we'll call her from a payphone and be like, hey, whoever needs to be handling who is responsible for that murder and for the theft, get them here. They're going to be flushed out. We're going to smoke them out.
All right. Well, that sounds like incredibly intricate and masterful plan and sequence of events, and you have enough crits to throw around to basically where to make it so that you know the obsidian blindness is responsible for the death of the diplomat of Camille. However, it's very likely that Camille was turned into one of these unspeakers. If in fact everything that Cal has said is true. And there will be more time for you guys after, Delilah will make sure that the Hope Diamond gets back to the McLeans after you have recovered it. She will make sure that you are well compensated for everything for all the work that you've done. But your names won't be in papers. There will be no thank yous, no celebrations, anything like that. So you'll have to take comfort in that you did a good thing. You made some solid connections, made some friends with other people. You met a strange and mysterious being that looks like a dog but can talk and is followed around by a not quite real person. And you have had your eyes opened to worlds beyond your own and wars that have been waged by groups for world and multiple worlds and for who knows how long. And life has just gotten a whole more complicated for all of you.
Exponentially.
Yes.
My epilogue is feeding the not dog what dogs can't eat and seeing if it reacts to any of it. That's Dr. Fury's happy ending.
Yeah, I want to stay friends with Cal. I want to make sure that Cal and I keep in touch.
Same.
So basically what he'll be able to do is he can adjust the he can adjust the image of the man, and basically he can make it always be like, you guys are friends with Cal and Cal is the guy, so that it's not too, it does not raise anybody's suspicions.
Love it.
Sure.
But I hope that that was a good way to wrap things up, a satisfying finale for everybody.
Yeah.
We know who solved the murder and we found the Hope Diamond. What better resolution could we have? We also know Cal now, so
right. I feel like that's a win all on its own.
Yeah, we met a talking dog.
Cal is the best not dog.
The best not boy ever.
He's the best boy.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. So let's go around, say hey, hi, who we are, where you can find us. I'll do channel stuff at the end, and then we'll hit a raid. So take it away.
All
I'll go
right.
first.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
No, go for it.
My name is Jordan. Jojo, Brutal Kind on all socials. You can listen to my podcast, Squeakles Sequel Podcast. Every movie deserves a sequel, and I'm gonna write every goddamn one of them.
I'll go next. I'm Shiv, Dr. Bubbles PhD over on Instagram, BlueSky, whatever. And you can also see me in Find Out Productions, which starts streaming next month.
For the last time here on this channel, for now at least, I'm Bunny. I'm your favorite cryptid's favorite cryptid that you can find full-time streaming on my own channel, Fiery Ashes, here on Twitch. Sometimes it's charity streaming, sometimes it's gaming, whether it's TTRPGs or video gaming. Sometimes it's arts or crafting or really elaborate occultism things that you'll just have to come find out what I mean by that. We spent 2 hours on occultism on Monday. But you can find me all sorts of places, whether it's Twitch or YouTube or Blue Sky's Fiery Ashes or other places as a shy bunny because my name was taken. And everywhere you can find me is in that website that was posted. But I'm also in regular TTRPGs with The Old Ways, which is another wonderful group like this one. And we're doing a charity event for the Minnesota Freedom Fund this month. So come check us out. Come check out what we do. And
what was that called again? I'm sorry.
So
the channel,
The Old Ways.
The Old Ways. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're where I do all of my other actual play content, and our charity stream this month feels appropriate. So, we love The Old Ways. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for playing.
And I am Spider. I am on TJ Spider on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on Twitch. You can also find me at the All Things Super Podcast on YouTube and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts, where we do reviews and reactions to anything that is sort of action-packed, super-powered, all those types of movies, TV shows, and we do trailer reactions as well. But I'm also the TTRPG newbie. So this was my first real actual play game that I'm participating in. I'm super excited. I've been looking for more to get involved in because it is a lot of fun. But hopefully you'll see me more here or on other channels, wherever you find me. But if you follow me on my socials, then you'll be able to be updated next time I'm streaming an AP game. But I've had a ton of fun. This was an amazing system. The story was incredible. And this is, again, all for a good cause. So we are thanking everyone for joining us, but I'm absolutely thrilled to have been a part of it.
Awesome. And that leaves me. You can find me on most socials as Tezrak or Tezrak the Imp Slayer. I primarily live on Blue Sky and Discord, all the Discord servers that I'm on. You can find Shadowlight and Persona on my itch page, craighatler.itch.io. And I am looking forward to the next opportunity to run for charity.
And last but not least, hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for the last of our HOPEmas games. We raised $520 for Project Hope. And I'll do some quick channel things. We have a light month right now, but on Tuesdays we have Gate Night, which is our only video game stream where there's just a lot of gay chaos of Baldur's Gate 3. On Thursdays at 5:15 Pacific, we have Zenith 3000, our cipher system, futuristic sci-fi game. On Saturdays, this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, but normally at 10 a.m. Pacific, we have character intros for an upcoming Invisible Sun game called The Indigo Nexus, and the premiere of that is on February 21st. And We have Horizon's Call returning on March 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And last but not least, this coming Friday, we have a Sword&Key talking about forgery and knockoff with Banana-chan. I think that's it. I know we will potentially be having a casting call soon. I don't know what it's for, but Eva did allude to it the last time we played together. So just keep an eye on our socials. We will eventually have more charity games. But for that, thank you so much. We are going to be rating The Mandy, and we'll see everybody around. Have a nice night.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.